Hey guys, Colister here with another NES long play. My original Super Mario Bros. Long play exceeded 300 views within its first day, and has exceeded my original Pac-Man video for, as of this recording, being my most viewed video. I was not expecting that at all. For this reason, it is imperative that I continue playing at least the retro Mario games. So, let's follow up with the second game in the series. Or rather, what was worked as the second game in the main series. The original sequel to Super Mario Bros., which is what we call the Lost Levels, didn't get localized at first because the people that were localizing it at first thought the game was too difficult and didn't want to discourage casuals. So, they took another game called Doki Doki Panic, which was inspired by a Japanese cartoon that was popular back in the day, and turned it into a Mario game, basically. So you play as 4 different Mario characters, as you saw on the roster. I'm gonna be using Luigi the entire game because I find it to be the easiest with him, personally. Each character has different characteristics. Mario is the all-arounder. Luigi can jump the highest, although it's a bit slower. Peach has the ability to float if you keep jump held while you're in midair after jumping. This means Luigi and Peach have the best jumping capabilities, and Toad is the best at plucking out clumps of grass to get items that hide underneath them. This does make a difference for larger vegetables and clumps of grass that actually have items in them. Then you got the pals. So to say. There are a few different ways you can beat each stage in the game. I'm just going with what's supposed to be the legitimate way. These potions have a door to take you into the reverse world, and if you use them in very specific places, you can find these mushrooms, which will give you an extra hit point. Very useful to find those. Now, just because this was reworked into a sequel for Super Mario Bros., specifically in the West, does not mean that this game was not played in Japan. In Japan, this game is called Super Mario Bros. USA. Kinda like how we call their sequel The Lost Levels. They have their own different names respective to their different regions. The birdos are always fun to deal with. You gotta land on their eggs, then pick them up, and then throw them at her. 3 hits will destroy them. Then you pick that up and go through. In the reverse world, if you pick up clumps of grass, they'll give you coins, which you can use for a bonus chance on the slot, which I'm not gonna do at all. Getting cherries on the slot alone will get you an extra life. Or it's along the lines of that, anyway. You can only ride on Pidgeot's carpet for so long, so no recklessness. Then we, get the key in here. The Phanto comes to life and chases you, so you gotta drop the key and wait a little bit, and then pick it up and continue, or use it quickly. 5 cherries will make an invincibility star appear. Pull out bombs and use them on the blocks to break them. I think it's a good idea that Nintendo removed flashing screens from the retro apps for NSO games, because of concerns with seizures and stuff. So instead, the screen just stays white for the entirety of the bomb message, without actually flickering. I am glad that Nintendo did that, because seizures are a big deal to happen. Although the kind of Arabic-themed layouts for this game are not what you would expect from what Super Mario Bros. Was originally like. Like I said, it's based on Doki Doki Panic, which was a cartoon in Japan. I do have to question that if it wasn't for what they decided to work as Super Mario Bros. Real follow-up. In the end, if characters like Birdo and Shy Guy would even be Mario characters later on in the series. What about Bob-Ombs and Pokies? They debuted in this game as well. If you hold a crouch, your character will start to glow, then jumping will allow them to jump higher than normal. This is especially useful with, places like these. Like, I'm gonna go back for another mushroom. This'll go to waste, though, if you move before you jump. You can safely stand on almost any enemy, and then pick them up if they're smaller, like these. You cannot ordinarily go down the pot you see there. However, if you use a potion to go to the reverse world and then go down the pot, you can warp to one of the later worlds. I'm not using any warps in this playthrough, because I want to get a recording of every stage. That's just how you do a game legitimately. You can't exactly outrun Phantos, so you gotta throw the key and pick it back up every here and there. After destroying a certain number of enemies, a heart will float up, which you can quickly grab to recover a hit point. I hate sniffets. Those guys are so annoying to get past. There's an invincibility star. Gone. Ninjas tend to jump if you approach them with an item to throw at them, or if you're invincible. After breaking through a wall, we deal with the game's first real boss, Mouser. Catch or pick up his bombs quickly and place them about here to damage him. Be careful of where you pick up the bombs and about throwing them as well, because of their detonation. After 3 hits, he will fall, and then you can proceed to the next world. A desert world. Cobrats can ambush you without warning if you're not good at memorization. Be careful around the quicksand. You'll have to continually jump to get out of it. Some batches of quicksand have a stronger pull than others. This is where Toad would be particularly useful, I think. Because you have to continually pluck out sand to go downward. And this can be pretty annoying. The sniffet there also doesn't help at all. Like I said, I hate sniffets in this game. I'm not sure if any of my fans that like Yoshi that watch my video like Birdo at all. I know some people are turned off by Birdo because the manual for this very game says he's a boy that thinks he's a girl. You know. That doesn't bother me personally. I'm just, you know. Just a little detail you probably already knew about the character, I thought I'd bring up. Believe me, Birdo has had a ton of controversy surrounding that. Around here is a mushroom. Right here. There's an extra life mushroom in one of the clumps of grass in this part right here. That's not why I'm here, though. I'm getting the mushroom. It's always better to be safe than sorry, you know. There's a pokey. Try to throw an enemy at the bottommost section of the pokey to take it down quickly. Or just stay out of its way. The pantsers, which are the plants that shoot fireballs, are also annoying. That was a horrendously spawned superstar. So I'm gonna have to go at the painful way. This is why you can't be greedy. Right here. Red Birdos will shoot 3 attacks before jumping, as opposed to the typical pink ones which shoot once. And every so often they'll shoot a fireball instead of an egg, so you have to be particularly careful. You can also use these stoppers instead. That makes it a little easier. Here's a pretty easy to miss mushroom location. Right here. I'm not getting every single one in the game, just so you know. Just the ones that I by heart memorized. Missed the dang superstar again. There, I got that one. Not sure if it was worth it, though. So with this, we proceed to fight the next main boss, Clyde. This massive cobra will continually blow fireballs into your direction, so, dodge it carefully and hit him with 3 stoppers. Tweeters are also coming for some reason. Easy. A little note about the Shy Guys also. Pink ones remain on the platform they're walking about on. Red ones will go over the edge. Dang you, Pidgeot. Never mind the little mishap that just happened. I can make a recovery. I'll just use a stopper to get this pantser out of here. And there just so happens to be a mushroom here. Not exactly sure where the other one is in this stage. Not that it matters. The little gap you got in the pit does make it a little bit tricky to defeat this birdo in particular, especially if you're pressured. One more. Good enough. You can use the stoppers or power jump as Luigi to climb up to the gate to proceed. We got, Bezos, Shy Guys riding Ostros, and Sniffets here. And Panzers also. That's not a particularly healthy combination. There are some skips you can do in this stage if you wanted to get through it quicker. I'm not gonna do it, though. Sniffet respawned. There we go. That was close. Never play with explosives in real life. You can power jump and leap across this section to the left and go to the next spot without taking the ladder if you're using Luigi. Just so you know. This birdo is a little trickier since you can't use the stoppers against her, at least not easily. Here is where we're introduced to bob-ombs. They're being dropped by, albatrosses. That was a bad place to have an Ostro, in my opinion. Well, luckily, I just happen to know where the other mushroom is. Right here. Yeah. I was hoping I could have the defeated Ninja land right into the spark and take it as well, which I can usually do. Gotta be extra careful while crossing these pots that are spawning Shy Guys. Then we got another key sequence with a Phanto. Let's go quickly. There's a little bit of repetition in this stage. It's not hard to memorize the correct path, though. Wait for the tweeter. I just used Luigi to power jump through here and immediately grab the chain. And that allows me to avoid the pantsers. And then there's a sniffet here. Get around these sparks. Use the POW to clear them. You're in for a little bit of a superstar fail up ahead. I somehow missed that platform. And because of that, I had to forfeit destroying those ones. We gotta fight another Mouser, except this one takes more hits to destroy than the previous one, and we also have a spark to bother us. I usually just catch these because trying to pick them up and throw them before they explode can be dangerous. So now we're in the Arctic world. You have less friction on the ice blocks, and these flurries can be a little bit annoying if you're dealing with a bunch of them. No Birdo in this stage. You're just in a long run while trying to dodge these auto bombs that the Shy Guys are riding, which will shoot a flare every so often. Keeping high profile will keep you safe from those, as well as the flurries. There. This stage sucks for a variety of reasons. You're getting ambushed with a swarm of Bezos, and are required to make cleverly aimed jumps and slides by crouching to dodge them. And this part where you have to jump across wells is also tricky. There is another potion in one of those clumps of grass, I think. The air spouts damage you on contact with the walls of them. And then that pot, if you use the potion, I meant to say potion, not mushroom earlier, is a warp to another world. The other mushroom is in this part here, requiring you to ride the auto bomb. Occasionally, it'll immediately change direction after the Shy Guy's picked off. And then it's here. And now you have to fight a red Birdo on ice without any stoppers. First, I'm gonna get a mushroom here. And then crossing where you need to go next requires you to ride on Birdo's egg shot here. You can run across the blocks on the tops of the castle towers without jumping. This happens to be where the other mushroom is. Remember what I said about the color differences of the Shy Guys? This is where it's vital to know that. We're gonna ride on the red Shy Guy to get across the spikes. Then we need to get the key through here. Got the superstar. It's not gonna be enough to escape the Phantom, though. Bezo just randomly coming at you there. You can also skip that whole part of the stage by power jumping with Luigi. where the first castle door is. Read where Farai guy is moving, and carefully hit him with the stopper, like this. Then may carefully place drops of the stopper onto as many clones that he generates after that phase. They hop in randomly selected heights into your direction, and no damaging him can be tough. Now we move on to my least favorite world in the game, World 5. This is where I always fail no-miss attempts. And it's usually in this stage. This recording was no exception. The clump of grass directly behind where the potion was a bomb that'll detonate almost immediately after plucked. So, throw it right away if you pick it up. And you literally have to use the trouters as platforms to cross these, which is a bit unfair. Extra light mushroom here, and another potion here. I messed up trying to find the other mushroom, which is on one of these stoppers. So, yeah, I can't get that one. Gray and green birdos will always shoot fireballs, and so the only way you can destroy them is to use the stoppers. A problem which you only have one to fight this one. The hoopsters are kinda tough to get past as well. Pretty bad I had to use the shy guy on the Ostro. See, there's a bob-omb in that clump. And trying to ride the hoopster to get up here and jumping across can actually throw you off if you're not careful, because of your air control getting kind of wonky after jumping from an ascending object like the hoopsters. That got me during the recording. And then you have to climb these vines while getting past snippets of any enemy. I'm not as worried about the hoopsters. Ah, that spike doesn't usually get me. Wow. Couldn't even use the Trouter to damage her. That vase you saw is a secret warp if you use the potion on it. I'm gonna try to get the superstar before I get the mushroom so it doesn't go to waste. Not that it really wouldn't matter anyway. The other mushroom, which is behind this block wall, is a bit tricky to get, because it requires picking up and throwing the bomb at them. No. There we go. I struggled to get an item to throw at the Panzer here in this playthrough for some reason. Because I missed that one. And then I backed up after hitting him with that one. Leaving me with bombs is my only real option. So... why am I doing so poorly compared to usual? Pressure due to recording a video, maybe? Quickly put stoppers onto the vases to keep the shy guys from spawning. That was absolutely terrible. The very kill I needed to get a heart, and I messed it up. Another tip about plucking grass, which I never really did in this recording. After plucking enough vegetables out of the ground, your next one will turn into a stopwatch, which will momentarily halt all enemies. Might as well grab that because we're fast approaching a tough boss. Wow, that's awful. Alright, the boss here, Claw Grip, is not a pushover. You have to carefully jump around so that you land on the boulders he throws, and then pick him up and throw him back. He takes a good number of hits. Occasionally he'll lob a boulder so that it automatically lands in the trench behind where the arena is. So you gotta be careful not to get trolled, basically. hate World 5 so much. Worst part of the game. So now we're in World 6, which is another desert world. Took a while for me to remember where the mushroom is. It was actually here. You gotta get it quickly as it falls on the quicksand. See how I destroyed the entire pokey by landing a hit on the bottommost one. It's kinda easy to get lost in this one. The key to open the door is in one of the Cobrat vases. It's in the one directly after the one where the Cobrat was specifically in, as you saw. And then you pluck your way through sand, and you can see the Fanto there. That's how you know you're going the right way. And there's the key down there. I'm gonna dig all the way to the bottom so the Shy Guys can stay on my way. Like I said, the green birdo, like the gray one, will only shoot fireballs, and so you have to rely on the stoppers you're given. I first played this game on the Wii, its virtual console, and I remember in this very stage, if you crouched underneath this part where the movable blocks was and tried to throw the stopper would emboss in the ceiling above it. I tried to do that and couldn't in this recording. Did they patch that maybe in the NSO version? I'm not sure. This stage is absolute garbage. You just ride on an albatross back here, and then forward. And it's especially bad if you're trying to get the mushrooms, which I'm not even gonna do in this recording. Because you have to ride right back to the start of the stage if you do. Now we get a little reasonable. There's a secret path to get to the end of the stage quickly underneath the quicksand to the left of the start there. This quicksand has a strong pull, so you gotta press jump quickly to get out if you land in. Ah, ba-bum. Couldn't quite make use of that one, huh? I've been having a problem with mosquitoes getting in my house lately. Just in case you heard me flinch. I hate mosquitoes so much. We got a lot of vine climbing to do here. We gotta fight a red birdo before we progress. This one's put in a pretty tight space, which is not exactly fair. I did get a heart, though. And then we're fighting another Triclide, a little bit of a harder one. Although the fireballs are cancelled on contact with the walls and floor on the stage, as well as the stoppers, they are not cancelled out by the pass-throughable platform. That's what makes that one a lot more difficult. Alright, so there's one world left to go. Got that son of a blood maple, the mosquito that was bothering me earlier. Back to the game. I actually forgot where this mushroom is. It's not here. Well, I certainly know where the other one is. I didn't get the superstar, oddly enough. You gotta be careful while jumping along the cloud platforms, because you can easily pass up through them and have to start that part again. Then we have just one stopper to fight a Grey Birdo. That's what I love about Luigi, the air control. So, this is the final stage in the game. Stop shooting me, will you? It's very easy to get lost in this one. So, you have to play the game a bunch and kind of memorize, basically. There are also a few different routes you can possibly go in. Thank you, Ninja. The one I like to go is this one. This is where one of the mushrooms is. I'm not getting the other one. This part with the conveyor belts is a little tricky also. Awful. Better. The door to progress is being occupied by a red birdo, so I'm gonna need to fight another one. On a conveyor belt the entire battle. Now the Falcon Gate comes to life and attacks you after you pick this crystal up, so I'm gonna write the stoppers to attack him in advance, like this. And so we move on to the final battle against the Great Warts. There is a generator that shoots vegetables, and you gotta catch one and hold on to it, and then throw it into Wart's mouth at the very moment it opens. The bubble attack deflects them, so you have to aim carefully. It takes 6 of them to knock him out. This can be a little tricky. And with that, ends the game. We just gotta go to the store and free the Subcons. After that, you're given a results screen showing how many stages each of the individual characters cleared. And highlights the one you used the most in the playthrough. And then it turns out the entire scenario was a dream that Mario was having. The music that plays during the ending right here, the scene where Mario is sleeping, is based on the Doki Doki cartoon theme. Just to kind of reference that was where the inspiration for this game kind of came from. And then it shows you a cast of characters, which has some translation errors that I'll point out as they come. Hoop Star is supposed to be Hoopster. That was a Japanese to English mistranslation. Birdo and Ostro got mixed up. It's supposed to be the other way around with them. And finally, Clog Lip is supposed to be Clog Grip. That was another mistranslation. All of these were fixed in the Game Boy Advance version of the game, Super Mario Advance. And with that ends this game's playthrough. I was surprised a lot by the amount of attention the SMB1 long play got, so I'm gonna have to continue doing some more retro Mario long plays. And there's some other games as well. Kirby, Castlevania, Gradius, Pokemon. I'm not sure what people that are into my content at all might like. So I'll look into different games that are on my retro apps or compilations that I have and see what I can come up with from there. I'm gonna do Crash Bandicoot Cortex Strikes Back next, so stay tuned. I am Coaster, thanks for watching, and I'll see ya. Bye.